about it, be about it. And just because I am exposing the truth, which never dies, by the way.
Hey guys, it's been a while, but I'm back. Basically, I just took a break over the holidays and I had a really good holiday and I hope y'all did too. Anyhow, I just wanted to come on here for a minute and talk a little bit about this whole Jessica Kent situation that surfaced on TikTok about 2 days ago. For those of you that don't know, Jessica Kent is a content creator out of Illinois who on YouTube she has almost 1 million subscribers and on TikTok has over 1 million subscribers or followers or whatever the TikTokers call them. The situation at hand also includes a creator by the name of Mindy, whose YouTube channel name is From Parada to Prison, and her TikTok name is Mindy Scorpio. A little backstory of the situation for those of you that don't know. So I guess about a year ago, or at least this is what I'm understanding, is that Jessica had Mindy come to her house and stay with her for a little bit so she could help her get sober. In the last year, Jessica has had some issues with drinking and she's going through a divorce and she's been, sharing that on her channel for the last like 6 months to a year or so. Anyhow, and also in this year, like I said, she had Mindy come stay with her and helped her try to get sober, allegedly. Or should I say, according to Jessica. Well, since then, something has obviously happened with the two of them because Jessica, just about 2 days ago, uploaded about 4 videos to her TikTok saying that Mindy is an active addiction and Mindy's a liar and she's a manipulator and Jessica's just really concerned with her recovery, and people shouldn't buy from Mindy's merch store or her product line or something like that because you don't want to give money to people in active addiction. And she said a whole bunch of other stuff too. I'll get to that later though. She also said that Mindy was a snitch and that Mindy was going to call CPS on her. And we're going to get to that in a minute here. So then after Jessica drops those 4 videos, Mindy then yesterday uploads a video to her channel and also goes live. Basically incriminating herself and Jessica, pretty much putting all the truth out there, baby girl. That about wraps up the backstory, and before I go on to get into this, I just want to say this. I don't know Mindy and I don't know Jessica and I was not there. With that being said, I don't judge anybody for relapsing or any of the things that have been alleged in any of the screenshots that they showed in either video or anything each one of them said in either video. I'm here to address some lies and manipulation that I see in this whole situation. And I'm only going off what they showed me publicly. Okay, first I wanted to get into the allegations about Mindy being a snitch. Let me play you a clip.
This is part 2 of I had to kick Mindy Scorpio 2 out of my house. Quick recap, she relapsed in my house, I asked her to leave. I got her an Uber, a hotel, and a flight home, and I made sure she was okay. She then tried to move in with my ex. Okay, messy. There's 2 communities that she's messing with though, because I would have just taken that shit on the chin and never told you guys about it. But when the Ride or Die crew is supporting someone in active addiction, when people on the internet are financially supporting someone in active addiction, that person is in danger of being used, manipulated, lied to, taken advantage of. And that is where I draw the line. And I know people are going to have a hard time with me making these videos, and that's fine. That's fine. I get a lot of hate for regular shit, so I'm already waiting for that to happen. But you have a right to know. You have a right to know where your money is going. If you still want to support her financially, do it, bro. I just want everyone to be on the same page. There's one thing, though, about content creators and felons. Our word means everything to us. And you don't know someone until a friendship or a relationship ends. Let that shit end. Let them stop reaping the benefits and the rewards of being your friend, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Then see how they talk about you and how they act and what they do. I'll tell you right now, I don't play that stabbing in the back, talk about you behind your back bullshit. If I said it about you, I'm going to say it to you. That's why I'm tagging her in these videos, because I've already said it to her. And I've done prison time for people I hate. I hold secrets for people I hate. My loyalty is so strong, I stayed with a man until I hated him. Okay? And I know it seems like I'm messy right now, making the content that I'm making, but abusers have more power when you are silent, and I will not be silenced. That's on some other shit, though. So her entire platform is a lot about her not being a snitch, and how everyone else is a rat, and how the feds are horrible, and how she did this and that, and she's talked about it so much that I pulled her paperwork, and I'm going to share it with you now. So it's paperwork day, and if you guys want me to share my paperwork, to be fair, I got you. I've actually done it before. I'll just repost it, because I'm lazy. Keep in mind, this is a very regular thing that felons do. We pull paperwork all the time in the joint so that you know who you're sitting next to. But this is Mindy's paperwork. You're going to have to pause to read, but essentially it's saying that Mindy called the task force and said that she can provide information regarding drug trafficking. She gave up customers and suppliers and tried really hard to make sure that no one saw that interaction, so she went to a different place to have that interview. Do I judge her for that? Also, no. I don't know what was going on in her life. And I think snitching is something that the prison community doesn't really talk about that often. It is so fucking common. And the fact that I've done time for people I hate is actually really rare. And every single content creator is going to say, I went to prison, I never read it. And I hope y'all are telling the truth. Watch all y'all's paperwork. I'm just kidding. Go to part 3.
In that clip I just played you guys, you see that Jessica didn't know about this whole snitching thing with Mindy, right? And it's news to her, right? Not so fast, baby girl. Let me play y'all a clip from about a year and some months ago when they first collabed on Jessica's channel.
That they need to know, and they also know by telling on me they can either go home or they can get 50% off their time. Now, what tweaker sitting there high as fuck isn't going to just bite that bait? They're going to take it, of course. So these 3 tweakers went on to make up a story about where I was, what I was wearing, how much drugs they purchased from me. One of them was so high, the dates that he gave, that he bought the drugs from me, he was in state fucking prison, okay? That's how grimy the feds are, because I could prove the dates that he gave. He was actually in state prison, so he was saying he was buying drugs from me. He was so high he didn't realize the dates he gave. He was actually locked up in the state penitentiary, but the feds don't care. And when I point that out to my lawyer says, well, we can discredit him, and they're just going to bring 5 more tweakers in to testify against you. So you're really up against a force that cannot be reckoned with. The feds have a license to do literally anything that they want. They throw this term conspiracy around so loosely. I call it the thought police. They literally think something, whatever they think, they can turn it into reality, and they can arrest you for it. So to be...
No, this sounds crazy unless you've actually gone through it. I've had so many friends go through this. Freeway Ricky Ross, who has gone through this. Just hearing these stories, to me it doesn't seem crazy because I've heard it so many times. But to someone, watching, this sounds like a movie. It sounds like this is not legal and this is not right. But I promise you with 100% certainty that she's telling the truth. This is all completely real. She has her paperwork, her motion of discovery. All of this shit really happened.
And
Right, but I promise you with 100% certainty that she is telling the truth. This is all completely real. She has her paperwork, her motion of discovery. All of this shit really happened. Yeah.
So that right there, I felt like was her implying that she definitely saw the paperwork. She can with 100% certainty tell you that she is telling the truth. She has her discovery and she has her paperwork. So did you or did you not know about this whole situation with her trying to be an informant? Because my understanding is she was going to try to snitch on the people that were snitching on her, but it ended up not working out because of psych eval and because they said that there was more people that were willing to tell or something like that. Bottom line is Jessica just lied right there, saying that it was 100% true. She saw the paperwork. Before we move on to the other part I wanted to address was I cringed. Okay, listen. From day one of watching Jessica's channel, I cringe every time she talks about how loyal she is and what her ride or dies and, how about that life she is. Usually when somebody has to tell you how loyal they are and how, what a good person they are or how they're never in the drama, they have to keep telling you those things, it's usually the opposite. At least 8 or 9 times out of 10, it is the opposite. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. It's a huge red flag for me. Because those are usually things that people should say about you that you shouldn't say about yourself. I mean, I'm not saying you should never say them about yourself. I'm just saying if it's something that's often said. Anyways, on with the rest of the video. So next part I wanted to talk about was the CPS allegations. So in Mindy's video, which I wasn't able to clip before she took it down, because now all the videos are taken down. Funny, huh? Anyhow, Mindy said that Jessica made her sign an NDA before leaving her home, which I guess she decided to talk anyway because she felt it wasn't valid because there was no notary and no attorney or anything like that. Jessica never denied having her sign an NDA. She actually confirms this in a comment section of my friends. Discovering Nicole, go over to her channel, hit her up. She's actually covering this whole situation as well. And no shade at Jessica for having her sign an NDA. She should have probably had her sign it upon moving in with her, but she didn't, and it is what it is, right? Anyhow, where it might be, a standard in the industry, quote unquote, it tells me a lot about why you felt so comfortable coming out with these videos on TikTok about Mindy. Because you felt like she was going to have to stay silent because of said NDA. And believe me, I've seen a lot of screenshots of personal text messages, ones that haven't even been exposed on this platform yet, that are really telling. Really, really telling. That's all I gotta say. Saying things like, oh, talking about what went on in the house is Snitch 101 level or some shit like that. And come on now, you're the one who put the videos out first, Jessica, talking about her actively using and then just packaging it and presenting it like, oh, I'm just really worried about her, and do better. I'm just not going to let you come for my ride or die crew. Anyhow, after Jessica posts these videos and has the NDA in place, has Mindy all quiet in the corner, at least she thought so, and she puts these videos out. Well, then Mindy texts some mutual friend of theirs, or Reese, her ex-husband, I'm not really sure who, and says, I'm going to call CPS on her if she doesn't take down that video. Which, let me say this, Mindy, is nasty as hell. Like, that is nasty. Don't do something like that. And you know what? You say that you were worried about the children and all that, then why were you saying if she doesn't take down the video? You were thinking of calling CPS out of being angry because she's attacking you, attacking your livelihood, and trying to turn 1,000,000 people against you. I'm not saying that you weren't worried about the children. I'm not questioning that because I do not know you. However, it put in text like that sounds really bad. But Jessica puts this out there like this is what she's been pushed to because CPS has been called on her. No, if you look at the text that Jessica shows herself, it said, if you don't take those videos down, I'll call CPS. Meaning she's the one who went to the public first. This was not about CPS being called. This was not about threats of CPS. This was about Jessica being petty and vengeful. At least, that's my opinion. It definitely wasn't about concern, I'll tell you that much. Because if you were really concerned about her, you wouldn't have put any videos out at all. You wouldn't have called her a snitch and a CPS caller. You wouldn't have said, oh, she's an addict and a manipulator who is manipulating and lying to the whole prison and recovery community and scamming people out of money. You wouldn't have said any of that. Just because you put a nice caring bow on it, like, oh, I'm just so concerned and I'm just coming from this place because I have such a big heart. Oh my God. No, 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 baby girl. I see right through that. And I'm sure I'm going to have a ride or die crew in my comments telling me how horrible I am and how awesome Jessica is. And that's okay because, you got to have a thick skin for this. I'll be fine. I always knew in my gut, though, that she was a manipulator and really fake because I remember a couple years ago when she was making her rounds in the prison community and the recovery community talking about how bad of a person Nicole was and don't collab with Nicole. Multiple creators came to Nicole and some even said it publicly that, yeah, that in fact was true. And I'm sure everyone who's seen the text messages that were shared on TikTok and on Discovering Nicole's community tab and in her videos that, they're going to know what Jessica's been truthful about and what she hasn't been. And I'm sure Jessica is now, in damage control mode and making a video about how she's just a human who makes mistakes. And she was just concerned because I have a gut feeling she's going to double down on this whole concern for Mindy thing. But that's just my, prediction. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Anyways, I might make more videos regarding the subject. I'm not sure yet. But I think I'm going to end the video here. I hope you guys liked the video. Love y'all.